Now, before we got started, I thought it might be a little bit fun if we did something different and you could, introduce me like it was a real late-night talk show.
All right, go out and come back in. Fine. Hurry up.
Oh, this is sweet. Amateur.
Welcome to Hey AEW. I am RJ City, and my guest is Kyle O'Reilly. Isn't that's great? Okay. Well, Kyle O'Reilly.
Love you too. Hello, EW.
Hey.
Greetings.
Your name is Kyle O'Reilly.
Last I checked.
Isn't it great to have a name so Irish that you don't even have to tell people that you're Irish?
It's so Irish that people are just bringing me potatoes all day.
Mm-hmm.
See, Riley's fried, boiled, roasted. Sometimes a guy gets a little sick of potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
In the Great Irish Potato Famine, it was a great famine. But,
so it was good, you're saying?
Well, it was great in the sense of it wasn't good, but let's not get hung up on semantics.
No, let's move on, because your middle name is Emmanuel.
I wish that were true, because Emmanuel is such a strong middle name. It's not. And then my initials would be Keg. But no, neither of my middle names are Emmanuel, and it's quite disappointing.
Why does it say on Wikipedia that your middle name
I don't know. Who's in control of Wikipedia, though?
Are you an Emmanuel fraud? What are the two middle names?
Richard Thomas. Dick Tom.
Stick with Emmanuel.
You think?
You're from Vancouver.
Yeah.
Best known as a haven for pompous hipsters. Why do you think you're better than everyone else?
It's a little bit about just because it's like one of the best places to live in the world. It's voted the top city to live in, I think, like year after year after year. And it's just really like, you go there.
Yeah.
You go to the beach.
Right.
You go to the mountains, the same day, hey, let's go in the woods for a little bike ride. And it's a really magical place.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't it be? More specifically, you are from the greater Vancouver area of Delta.
Yeah.
And so is abrasive personality Will Sasso.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
yeah.
I know that your pro wrestling career is better than his, but why don't you think you've done more in comedy?
I think Will covered all those bases, and he, big fan of Mad TV growing up.
Uh-huh.
And Will Sasso, after every Mad TV, he would always do that, like, handshake thing.
Yep.
And then one day he explained that was what he did in his theater class at Delta Senior Secondary before every big show. And I was like, he's from Delta, too? And I just thought that was so neat. And it'd be kind of cool to, follow the entertainment footsteps of him.
Yeah, but via kicking people.
Via kicking people.
Anything you want to say to Will Sasso right now?
Love you, Will. Keep it up. Dudesy podcast. Check it out. The first podcast.
Don't plug him. He doesn't need the plug. He doesn't need the plug. As a child, you said that the more physical that something was, the more you were drawn to it. Why were you unable to process?
Is that vodka? I was wondering how you get your guests to be so loose and forthcoming on your show, and now it's
for your
just a strong
information,
coffee.
it's a cleaning solution. But I heard it was good for you. The woman at the store said it was good for you. Why are you unable to process your emotions? I said emotions, and you did this whole bit. You distracted from it. Why don't you journal? Why don't you go to therapy?
My policy is if it really hurts, just shove it down, Don't face those emotions. Wait for them to boil over, and then ride that wave as it comes, I guess.
And hang 10, I'll say.
Hang 12.
Your father took you to your first wrestling show at the age of 11. You said you vividly remember it, including the smell of your shirt. What did it smell like?
Like new polyester, maybe 90% cotton, and like whatever they had packed it in to bring to the building. Kind of had, a musky aroma.
That you still carry around with you.
Well, how you smell something, it takes you right back there.
Yes. Well, smell me. What does it bring back?
Hot dogs.
None of your business. On the Indies, you worked part-time as a cook. Where?
Have you ever eaten at Earl's?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
You were cooking. What were you cooking up at Earl's?
I did everything at Earl's. I did all the prep. I did every station. It started just, to supplement the non-existent wrestling income. So I was washing dishes. And my first day, I washed dishes so well, they said, you know what? You're coming on the line.
Look at you. Dude, what did you make, a little spinach dip?
No,
Show me physically some of the things you did.
My first day, I cut my finger really bad cutting a sushi roll. but I got good, man. I was doing the walk.
Yeah, it was sweaty and greasy in there.
Oh, we got 32 open. I need the steak medium rare. Come on.
And then you go like this,
You
and
go
you're like,
like
oh,
that.
and it's like the bear, and it's sexy. Sexy, right? Greasy and sweaty
I
and
haven't
sexy.
seen the bear yet, but I would assume, yes, very greasy and sexy. Very much
Incredible.
greasy.
Just incredible. While getting a physical for a Washington State wrestling license, you were diagnosed with diabetes. Is this the most productive thing to ever come out of getting a wrestling license?
Yeah, I think so.
Because usually it's like, you have a pulse? Great, go destroy your body. These people seem to care about you.
Oh, yeah. Well, they said, no more wrestling for you, young man.
Because they said it would be too difficult and painful.
It would be a lot.
Yeah, but isn't wrestling a lot, period?
That's what I was trying to say.
It's good for nobody. Why are we drawing the line at diabetes?
You really ask such thought-provoking and insightful questions. Where do you get your interviewing style from? Is it Matt Lauer?
Not anymore. You said when you were managing your diabetes in the locker room, wrestlers thought you were doing what?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Which it is a drug, so they were correct.
Doesn't that say everything about the wrestling business?
It does, yeah. They're not the smartest bunch, us wrestlers, What's that? What you doing with them needles?
You have type 1 diabetes. Does that mean it's the best diabetes?
It certainly is. It's the rarest.
Oh, okay.
The one most likely to kill you and cause severe depression, and it's very dangerous, But it is really fun and funny to, talk about serious ailments and illnesses like that.
Exactly. And you look down on the twos.
Of course.
Yeah, I understand. That's fantastic. It's very noble that you wrestle with it at such a high level. And most people, they don't even know that you have it. I think you should lean into it more.
You might have some guests on here that might filibuster. They might talk around the questions and just try and waste time so they don't have to actually get to any, content and what you're, picking up what you're putting down. But I'm not going to do that.
Great. Excellent. So I want you to try out these diabetes-related catchphrases for me. I think they would help a lot.
I have type fun.
Sort of a hero guy. Next.
You're just a prick.
See how that comes around? Yeah. Next one.
You can't beat us. Around 300,000 Canadians are living with type 1 diabetes right now, a statistic that is growing each year. Onset can be sudden, so if you are experiencing symptoms such as excessive thirst, weight loss, fatigue, and frequent urination, please see your doctor, but if everything is fine, I will kick your ass.
Huh?
If that doesn't get people wanting to get type 1, what will,
Yeah, you're entertained and you also learn. I think that's fantastic.
That is just, it's really special.
Yeah. You said that you take inspiration from the British, Japanese, American, and Canadian wrestling styles. What the hell is the Canadian wrestling style?
You talk like this and you make sure you're the best that there ever could possibly be.
Oh.
And you don't lose in your home country.
Right.
That's the Canadian style.
Okay, I thought it was just like the American style, but for less money.
It's also the American style, just more denim.
Oh, fair enough. That's why Renee's so good at it. You've also incorporated MMA into your wrestling. When are you going to take it a step further and start saying problematic things online?
It takes me 45 minutes to an hour to just tweet, watch the show tonight, because I'm like, could someone take this the wrong way?
Yeah.
Oh, make sure there's no problematic anything in there, And that's why I don't tweet much.
I think you should just lean into it and start a podcast, promote mushrooms, tell people to do their own research. You're fine. It works great.
Yes.
You are known as the violent artist, but you are not the only one.
Well, it's funny you say that, because originally I had planned to come out in crushed purple velvet gear, and I was going to be the violet artist. But there was a typo, and now here we are,
And you just rolled with it, and I think that's
rolled
great.
with it.
Yeah, even though you're more uncomfortable in these pants.
Yeah.
I'm going to list some other artists. Tell me if you're more or less violent than them. Vincent Van Gogh.
I'm not cutting anyone's ears off. Very much less violent, very much so.
Picasso, who once called women, quote, machines for suffering.
Not as violent, no.
The Obey guy. I think he damaged some property.
I think I'm more violent than the obey guy.
Yeah, take that, Shepard Fairey. Can you separate the violence from the artist? Like, if I loved your violence, but I hated you as a person, is it ethical to still watch your matches?
I would say no.
No? There you go. I have to be honest with you. Your friends are a little toxic.
Yeah.
You'll be friends with them, you'll work together, then you'll break up sometimes, and then you'll fight, and then you'll make up again, and then you'll break up across multiple companies. Why are you still socializing with these people?
Rutherford Junior City. Do you not have any friends that, sometimes rub you the wrong way, but they're still your friends? So at the end of the day, you're gonna be loyal?
Not really.
No.
No, I have just 3 friends. I don't talk to them too much. I like the Facebook posts, and I say, you're my aunts and I love you, and that's pretty much it.
I guess I'm just so anti-confrontational, even like if people drive me to my brink, I don't want to say anything. Peace on earth,
I'm worried about you because you're the nice one. You're the cute one, and we just want you to be happy.
But again, pushing it down, wait for the bubble.
I understand. I can't wait till it boils over.
It certainly will, let me tell you.
Is there anyone else in the locker room you think would make a good friend?
I think that I would get along really well with a certain Luchasaurus.
Say something to Luchasaurus right now to start this burgeoning friendship.
Lucha, I know we've passed in the catering line a couple times. You get the chicken, I get the steak. But maybe one day we could sit down and just, have a chat or something and talk about baseball.
That's great. His name's no longer Luchasaurus, but nevertheless...
Cut that. Go back to the question. Killswitch is a good pal of mine.
You had neck fusion surgery.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible, but also kind of cool. Any
Pretty
kind
badass.
of fusion is
oh
cool,
my
right?
God, yes. And I would highly recommend anyone who's on the fence to get seriously injured, to have surgical complications, because I was at home for 20 months and I got so much done, RJ. I mean, the video games, the hand lotion, I was just nonstop busy boy.
Let's talk about the hand lotion. You have the surgery, you wake up, and the doctors are like, hey, we have more bad news.
I was one that told them the bad news, actually. I said, I can't move my arm anymore. And he said, it's not supposed to do that. I'm like, oh, good to know. Good to know you did your job.
Yeah, you got a thing called C5 palsy, which sounds like the worst pre-workout ever.
Oh, let me tell you, it was rough.
And then you had to relearn how to do everything with your left.
Yeah. But my left is now my enlightened arm, if you will.
So it's unlocked a part of your brain.
I've gotten so good at wiping my ass with my left arm, I'm not even gonna explore going back to the right. It's more efficient.
No point did you give in to a bidet?
What's up a day?
Oh, we have so much to learn. I'll tell you off air because it requires a demonstration.
I'm curious and eager to learn more.
After your first match back, you said, quote, I'm a really lucky guy. Why?
I also happened to win $2 on a scratch and win the night before.
Oh, okay. Congrats. Yeah. Because like a lot of bad things happened to you. And I would have said, you're a real unlucky guy.
Oh.
They haven't happened to me. I'm the lucky guy between the two of us, right?
RJ, I think it's all about like how you frame things and just how you look at the world,
I don't think it is. It's pretty cut and dry.
I'm not a pessimist. I'm an optometrist, right?
Whew. True or false? According to the butcher, you were once made to turn your hat backwards because on camera, it had Snoopy on it.
Yeah. Your question?
Are you a Snoopy apologist?
I love Snoopy. I think, he's the world's most famous beagle for a reason. I love dogs of all kinds, but something about a beagle just makes my heart skip a beat.
We live in such politically divisive times, and here you come with your Charles Schultz agenda, and I think it's disgusting.
What did Charles Schultz do?
It involves a bidet, and again, I will tell you when we're off air.
Oh, my God.
You are a renowned wrestling belt guitar player.
Well.
Do you have any actual guitar playing experience?
I play the bass, actually.
Okay, so while you're doing this, are you actually playing something for real?
No, and I'm not even playing it on the correct side for some reason. I play a left-handed guitar.
So you play the belts differently?
I do play the belt differently, yeah. Just when the music would hit, kind of turn into this sort of, delirious psychedelic funk priest. He
Yeah,
just,
sort of like-
takes over on me and. Why? Well, do you have a clip you could run?
No, but I have 2 belts here, and I thought
We have two
I have these
belts
replicas here. I thought you could maybe show me how one would play. You could sort of teach me. Or you open it up, but maybe you could even do an accordion. I think would be good. Okay, you open it up.
This thing's all out of tune, RJ.
I'm sorry, it's a rental.
Okay, so it's more about like the feeling than the actual technique, okay? But you want to get a little sway going, right? And then a little pop.
And you're strumming up?
You don't have to strum
like
up.
that?
You don't have to even strum. You can just hold it. You just feel the groove.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that? Well, what if we did like a sort of like a cello? Maybe next.
Or an upright bass.
Yeah, would that be nice? Or maybe like a violin. We could do a little
Play with your
violin
teeth
thing.
like Hendrix.
Yeah. Or we could get a little southern. We could do a little like a washboard.
Oh,
huh?
like a slide guitar.
Wouldn't this be something? Welcome to Delta. Isn't that exciting?
Delta. Good morning, EW.
Well, I want to get my blood sugar checked because this interview has been sweet. Can you can you play us out?
I will play us. What does that mean?
Can you play us out? Can you do what you're doing, and I'll just keep doing what you were doing.
I'm gonna play the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle O'Reilly.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. I had just a wonderful time, and I thought maybe in the future I could maybe sit in with you and be your Andy Richter or something.
If I get a call from Will Sasso, I'm never speaking to you again.